What's up, America? America?
America?
America?
America?
What up, though?
Test.
What up, though, America? We here on this Sunday, extended Sunday Monday. It's called it Extended Sunday Monday today. The Extendo Sunday Monday edition. Is it? No? We'll live? We'll live in the sauna doing the show.
America?
America?
America. America.
America.
Hey, we're back for another week. This is America's Mind,
Hey.
America's favorite show.
As y'all told
I'm
us,
Jamaal Williams.
I'm Christopher Barris.
That is right. And we are here. I got to move Chris's camera over. I already saw that I had to do that in the intro.
Oops. See,
Because he want to sit off to the side.
Wait. once again, yeah, you know what? I did kind of cheated myself over here.
That's all right.
We welcome you guys to the show in the editing as well. I want you guys to realize that, you know, we don't come with a script. We just show up and we just come here to work. Believe it or not, we come here to work.
Yeah, we were just talking about, we were fantasizing about our YouTube channel blowing up and we quit our jobs and we just do this like 3 times a week.
Hey.
We just come hang out, drink coffee and talk to people.
Coffee. Ooh, you got a lifesaver. I think I'm all right.
And then when our YouTube channel fall off, we go back to our jobs. We just played the whole scenario out.
Yeah.
We're just waiting for it to happen. Welcome to AmericasMind. We did that already, right?
Oh yeah. You got to excuse Mr. Williams today. You know, this he's one of the hardest working men that I know now. You know, so he has a break. He has an off day today, but he has to work. You know, if that makes sense.
But I like hanging out with y'all. Hey, we got a new Hive Mind member, Carpet Clean. Welcome to the Hive Mind.
Hey.
Thank you for subscribing. Yeah, helping us reach our subscriber goal. We are 1 now. I don't know if that's a nightly goal. Even I don't know. I think it's a nightly goal. And I'm gonna just leave it there until we get to that point where we're getting 10 subscribers every night we live.
I'm like, you know what? We appreciate people coming on, showing up, you know, leaving comments in the chat. You know, everything is always dearly appreciated. So, you know, we do appreciate and thank you guys for that. Hey, the more the merrier. My vision, like I told Jamaal, when this starts, if I could get one person to listen, then that's mission accomplished for me. That's how I always felt.
You did that on the first day. We had 6. We had 6 people watching.
But you know, that was just me. You know, and to have over 100 in a very short span. You know, I want to thank. I always thank Jamaal.
You could say, I mean, you know,
and Randy, you know, they work it really hard throughout the week. You guys do, you know, so I want people to understand that, you know, that you guys work throughout the week. I send snibblets here and there. You know, I won't lie. I send snibblets here and there. But, you know, Jamaal pays attention to the algorithm. See, that's something I didn't know nothing about.
Algorithm.
Yeah. You know, that
algorithm.
stuff. Yeah. So
YouTube is a hard little computer to crack.
Yeah. So
it's what I learned by getting into it is it's a competition. Mm-hmm. Like say we're talking about our topics we're going to talk about tonight. YouTube is like, who do people like? Like if 10 people watch ours in an hour, but 20 people watches another one in the hour, they'll start recommending theirs. Mm-hmm. So we competing. We out here boxing. We beat a few people on some topics. Right. We beat a few people on some topics.
You know,
so we don't lose every fight.
Hey, the point is that we get the opportunity to fight. That's the plus. So, and that's how my mind thinks, and I always try to be humble to that. So, you want to share how your week was? Anything interesting?
No. Nope. I was kind of zoned out this week. I didn't know what was happening. We've been playing 2K. That's been interesting. I like the new lineup we got. The new 2K came out, and we got our new. Everybody basically switched positions.
Yeah.
And sometimes we do that. I was the same position maybe like 3 years in a row. Last year I kind of moved up a little bit, but I've been basically the same position. Chris started big and been gradually working his way down to small. And now he working. Are you working back up now?
I'm in the middle. I done took off. First, I became like the anchor of the defense. Then I wanted to do more offensively. Then it was like the guard position. And then I just don't want to do that. I just want to catch the ball, shoot. Kind of do a little bit of nothing. Like I'm taking all the responsibility off of me. I feel bad too because some of our teammates are adjusting to that. And there's realizing
only Kev. He's adjusted.
Dan too though,
Dan too.
Yeah, because when Kevin's not there, he has to play Kevin's spot.
Yeah,
and he's like, oh gosh, I'm like, yeah. See, that's what I didn't like. That's why I hated being point guard. So I made a Kobe build. I'm like, I want to do Kobe stuff, not bring the ball up and be responsible. You know.
And so what about your week? What about your week?
It wasn't too bad. Kind of like a normal work week. Shout out my dad's birthday yesterday.
Oh, happy birthday, Tony.
74
Big
years
Tony.
young. Yeah.
I didn't know your dad was in his 70s. I thought he was like, I don't know, my brain with other people's parents or kids is always behind. I thought he was like late 50s or something.
No, he's 74. My mom is 64.
Man, we getting old.
No, yeah,
I don't want to get old.
We's right behind him.
I know.
But, yeah, his birthday.
One day we're going to be sitting here doing this show. We're going to be like, happy 74th birthday, Chris.
Like
We've been on
74.
America's Mind for 34 years now.
And I would say, let them pull out that Ethiopian calendar and then take off 8 years in the 70s. We're back in the 60s.
Oh, yeah, I forgot I'm 32. I forgot I'm 32. And I started following the Ethiopian calendar.
Yeah, take 8 years off, you know. But no, nothing interesting to a degree. Work week, dad's birthday. Shout out to that. Couple other people's birthdays. I know a lot of Libras. I know a lot of Leos. Other than that, kind of like about to dive head first really soon into the holiday season.
Into the holiday season. Oh, man, it is the holidays coming up.
Coming up right around the corner, you know, Christmas, birthdays.
I don't know if I like the holidays. I'm kind of over them. When you're a kid, when you're young, they're the best things ever. But then you like once you become Santa Claus,
it's just like I'm ready for this day to hurry up and come and go.
Exactly. Like it's not fun being Santa Claus. It's fun being the kid that leaves the cookies out.
Yeah.
I want to leave the cookies out and try and go to sleep and wake up to a bunch of stuff
surprise or
that
something.
I asked for.
Like a good surprise for me. It's like, oh, really? A key to a car? Oh my gosh, thanks.
I've been wondering, like, if I ever have another kid, would I do the whole Christmas thing again, or would I just be like, there's no Santa Claus? Not necessarily doing Christmas, but doing the Santa Claus thing specifically.
I don't think you'll probably do that, but I think that you'll do
the Christmas thing,
Christmas spirit type thing.
Probably only because everybody else does it, and I don't want my kid to be the kid that's like, you didn't
like
get
my
no
kids.
presents?
Yeah, like my kids
Yeah.
know that the gifts are coming from me and their mom. They know that.
Right. They've always known that.
You know, in the very beginning, I think I did that with Jordan. I
did
didn't
the
do
Santa
that much
Claus
with
thing?
Taylor, but yeah, like maybe once or twice, you know, and then it was like the kind of like the cat that got out the bag where he was able to figure out like, oh, this is mommy and daddy doing this. But you know, as far as the energy, the lights, the tree, that stuff, decorating the tree, all that stuff.
you
Like
kept up.
kids enjoy that stuff. They actually enjoy that probably more than just the gifts too. You know, actually getting the tree,
the
getting
holiday
decorated.
spirit of
Oh
it.
yeah.
The spirit of the holiday.
Yeah, they screw the whole house up building this tree and stuff. I'm just the muscle to bring it in the house. Then when they don't want the tree, I'm the same muscle got to remove it. You know,
You don't give yourself enough credit.
that's the daddy stuff we got to get.
Yeah. All right, into these topics. What do I have up first?
Oh, we got some dessert.
Okay, so you define your gender with the
I don't know if I want to start off this hot.
You know what? We can pause it right at
Purely
the
chromosomes.
end of something.
yeah.
I don't know if I wanna
beyond
start
chromosomes.
off
let's-
We've
this
said,
hot.
No, let's-
you know,
we can make this short, sweet, and
there's
simple.
Our
I'm
reproductive,
Yeah.
our reproductive
Okay.
wiring. There's our hormonal
Okay.
profiles.
Y'all, let's move on.
All right.
All right, so
Ask, are you okay with homosexuals?
I'm gonna keep it short, sweet, and simple. You might agree, and we might just move on to this because we don't want to dibble dabble too much in this. But let's listen up.
So being
What does that mean?
A what?
homosexuals.
Oh, I thought you said something. Okay, I thought I heard something different. I was like, is that a new term? I thought it was like an omnisexual. I was like, what's an omnisexual?
Are you okay with homosexuals?
What does that mean?
That's just
What do you mean okay with it?
I know what a homosexual is, but what do you mean by okay with
What do
it?
you mean okay?
So are they okay to decide that they like someone of the opposite sex?
But they don't affect our lives.
Of course they are. It's a free world.
Oh, okay.
We can press
so
pause right there if you want.
Can't change your gender.
Okay.
When did I say that?
We stretch.
That-
You get. It's gonna be real easy, real simple. Okay. I'm gonna say this first. There's too much emphasis on this. I'm not saying this particular subject matters are not important.
What do you mean, like just the alphabet talk?
Just all together. It's just too much emphasis. It's too emphasized.
The LMNOP
It's too
community.
much. Just you know. This is how I am. If it doesn't affect me directly, if it doesn't affect my children directly, then that's their free will. If science, now let me go a little deeper, and then I'll be done.
Hold that one because that didn't come up yet. You just know what she's gonna ask next.
Oh, I think okay. Yeah, press play to see. Okay, let's stop right there. Let's stop right there.
You
Okay.
cannot really change your sex.
Because I
It's
don't
not
want
possible.
this channel
Just
to
like I could- just like
go
you-
into a weird direction of scrutiny from people that might have a different opinion on this. I'm just gonna say
Can
this.
you have a different opinion?
I'm just like this.
Because I mean,
If science
All right, go
says yes, then I'm gonna say yes. That's just how I feel. I'm taking the cheap way out. If science says that they can do it, then fine. Because ultimately, what does this do to me personally? Doesn't do anything to me personally. So it's like it's not saying that I don't care. I'm just gonna say I'm not gonna be bothered.
that might be deeper than you think.
No,
Because what is science? There's a difference between science and the science. Like the science is the culture of science.
I get it.
And that doesn't necessarily say what science is all the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes the science says what it's supposed to say.
Well, I'm like, I'm a nurse, so it's like, I can.
So you mean science, but not the science.
Yeah,
You mean
I
the
was-
actual.
If they going through the transformation and then they say I want to be identified as this, okay. And if they say that I am identified as this now, okay.
Okay,
No problem.
I'm agreeing with you so far.
Yeah, that's just where I'm at with that. Because I have to implement myself. I think when you implement everybody else, that's when you start to get into a weird wavelength of thinking about it. When I implement myself in this, how does this affect Chris? It doesn't. Does it get me any money? It doesn't. Does it affect my kids? It doesn't. Does it bring any food to the table?
I'd like
It
to have
doesn't.
a conversation with somebody this affects because I have questions. Like how it seems like young people are starting to get into this, like underage people.
I think that's
Like Dwayne Wade's son or daughter, or I don't know how
I
they
think that-
identify.
I
Like
think
that
that-
person, right?
I think-
so. That person, should they or should they not be allowed to start warping their body to match what they identify as?
I would say
Am I getting you in trouble?
no. I would say that I am in agreement with you that under a certain age limit, I don't think you should. But
what is that age limit? Is it 18? Is it
I would
just
just
the
say
adult
just
age?
I would just say just whatever age limit of appropriateness. You know what I mean? Like you need your parents to still sign you paperwork when you're 19 to do college, right? So
You can't rent a car till you're 24.
yeah, so things like that. So
Yeah.
I won't say that. Like I'll say like the same thing for cigarettes.
All right. 18
18 and over.
I would agree with that too. But I don't think that's the wave.
No, that's not the way. But if the parents are aboard on this, then what could you do?
I mean,
And
it depends. It depends what it is.
In the Wade situation,
Like, there's a big argument about puberty blockers. I don't feel as strongly about that as I do double vasectomies when they're removing breast or something. So, like, puberty blockers, I'm kind of like, I don't think that's a good idea. But if your parent consents, changing P's to V's at 14, 15, 16, I'm probably we probably shouldn't do that at this point.
yes, I totally understand exactly where
Young
you're coming
people
from.
are stupid, right? Imagine think about all the stuff you were thinking when you were 16.
I mean,
You didn't
I was trying to just put the ball in the basket, you know, and try to land a triple click flip on Tony Hawk.
but you didn't know what life was about. You didn't. When you were 16, it's completely different from when you were 35. Your goals are different. Yeah, exactly. Like you just don't know anything.
Yeah.
So you're making permanent, life-changing decisions.
Well, that's why
as a teenager, I think
that's
that's
why
kind
I feel
of
like that. Whatever people want to do, and it doesn't have to just be this. In general, just really do your research. At the end of the day,
Are we talking about teenagers again? They're not going to do none of that shit.
You know, just do your research. But I just feel like if the parent is aboard, if the parents all aboard on it, then it's like at the end of the day, then what could we really say?
I'm worried about like in 15, 20 years, there's going to be this wave of adults who are just jumping off buildings because of these decisions that they made, they were influenced by culture to make when they were 16. And I've already seen like a couple of those where they did something when they were even over 18 and now they're 24 and they sitting there crying. Like I've already seen those stories and I'm like,
well, this is like the exercise that I do.
I think people should just be comfortable in their skin.
I do agree with that.
Like you can identify as whatever you want, but your skin, your body's your body. Keep the body that you got and identify as what you want. I feel like that's a good medium because there's like it keeps a little safety net on it because every human on earth changes their mind. All of us.
Yeah. Well, I might, but see the rebuttal on that will be too. Is that, well, if I could do this and do that, why I can't do it all the way? You know, and that's what I hear when I have had conversations with individuals where it's like, yeah, you got like 85%. But they're like, but I want that 15 too. And it's like,
you would be 100.
Like, and that's what it really is about. It's about that 15 to 20% that they can't get, but they feel like the 15, 20% outweighs the 80% that they have. That's just people
not
in general.
Pokemon though. Like you don't have to collect all of them.
I agree. Well, see, but when you think about that particular percentage, right? That in everything, that 20% usually is heavier than the 80%. Like we could get 20% rebuttal and have 80% positivity, and that 20% will threaten this channel. You know. Then you have like the other terminology where it's the grass greener on the other side. And it's like you got 80%, like, baby girl, you got a wife here or, you know, whatever. You got a wife and a husband in the house working, trying to work with you. Yeah, it may not be the best, but they're here with you working. And a person will leave that to take the chance of hoping they'll find something greener on the other side. And the chances of you finding that is 20%.
Yeah.
Cause they say that about men when men cheat. Oh, why 20 versus 80, right?
Yeah.
So, and that 20% could outweigh and I think it's the same thing in this situation where they do have 80%. They have a lot of
they got
laws.
They got 100%.
A lot of things going their way, which is cool. It's you know,
I don't think it's just that community either. We could spread that out, like to
absolutely.
women getting BBLs,
I'm like all the above. Like
pec implants, like all kind of stuff going on.
The problem is, in my opinion, is that, you know, that I don't want to say that people need to be enslaved. I'm not going to say that. I'm not promoting that. But the word freedom, you know, is such a very powerful word because you can do whatever. And if you get your hands on the right resources, the right money, things like that, then that's when your mind
That's what I wanted to say.
Into other things.
That's what I wanted to say when we were talking about that. Everything that can be done doesn't mean it should be done.
I agree.
Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should.
I agree. Like I could speed in my car all day.
Yeah.
Should I?
Your car could go 120 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Should you? No.
Yeah, not all
Should
the
never
time.
do it.
Just, you know. No, I'm playing. Somebody be a chat. He be speaking. I hear me on the phone. You know.
Yeah. So there's this like there's this conflict with what's possible now, especially with modern medicine and whatnot. But just because something is possible doesn't mean that it needs to happen.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, you know, how we invented nuclear weapons. Did we need to do that? Nope.
No.
Just because we figured out how to do it. They were like, make 3,000 of them now. We didn't need to make any. There was never a need to do it. Mm-hmm. We found out it was possible. We should have said, we don't need to do that. We don't need to do that though, right?
But yeah, but it's definitely that 20% that's heavy. 20% in that case, when you do it to scale on multiple different things, that 20% becomes very heavy. And people really just want it. They don't even have a reason why. They just want it.
I think I might get flack for this, but I think a lot of it is a trend. I think there are actual people with gender dysphoria, and then I think most people, it's trendy, so they do it.
I might
like their friends are in it. Everybody has their pronouns on their in their bio.
I might teach us on, maybe, possibly.
Even in school, like you're influenced. Like I took an English class 3 years ago, and my grown English professor came in the room, wrote her name, and was like, she, her. And I was like, what are you doing that for? Like, this is like a straight white female. Mm-hmm. I could understand somebody in that community that we need to be aware, you know, this is a trans woman. But a straight white female who taught English at a college walked into the room, wrote her name, and then wrote she, her. And I was like, well, what are we doing in here? What are we doing in here?
That's just a new wave.
Yeah, so I think a lot of people are just jumping on the wave. And then, like, I think some people is real too. Some people are hopping on the wave.
Yeah. What saves me.
What saves you
from the thoughts and
you ain't saved yet, Chris. You don't know if you saved. What saves me is that I implement myself in the situation, and that's how I just overall come up with the answer for myself or the antidote for myself. Like this is affect me directly, and then this is affect my kids directly, and then after that, does it affect others close to me, and then it's like if it's kind of like not necessarily. I don't even go. I don't even worry about it. I mean, it's just like, okay. I want everybody to be happy. Yeah. So, but there's some instances where you have to protect people from themselves. Yes, but you know what too? You can, but I was going to quote a scripture, but I know he can't. Why? But you can do it. I'm like in certain good books that you could read. It says even I can't give them into heaven. So. With that being said, is that as much as we would want to be Captain Saber, Captain Saber can't save them all. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, of course. Like that's what. Like one of my sayings that I created for myself is that I create the understanding to understand, even though if I don't understand the understanding. That I feel like that's religion in general, but we're not getting. It could be, but that's like a quote that I came up for myself. Yeah, and that's something that I think you need to work on the phrasing a little bit. But I got the gist of it. It's meant to be just like that. I meant to use that word so many times because it proves the point of what you just said. Exactly. That I don't really understand, but I understand. Yes, yeah, I get it. I create the understanding to have the understanding to understand what it is. To understand, yeah, that's pretty like witty of you. It loops 3-4 times, and because see, when, like if we see something right, automatically, one thing's gonna trigger. Two things, off the bat, instinct wise, instincts is gonna be either like bronze or a tightening, strengthening emotion, or it's gonna be an emotional thing of sadness, happiness, something like that. Those are going to be one of the two things that's going to automatically see something. You see somebody getting hurt in the street, automatically it's going to be one thing you're going to do. Two things you're going to do. Mm-hmm. One, man, you're going to try to help them because there goes your potential instincts is kicking in. Or you're going to sit back. You might pull out your phone like everybody else. Damn, that's messed up. And a sympathy emotion. So the point is the emotion. So to create an understanding,
even though you don't understand what you see, maybe you don't like what you see or hear or whatever, find an understanding, because ultimately it saves yourself. So that's something that I practice with myself.
Got it.
Because I'm very emotional about things. Like, we could go, the show could be me scrolling on Instagram and lighting up these posts. The show can literally be that.
So in this video talking, that's Zuby. He's like, he went viral for changing his gender and beating the woman's deadlift record.
Really?
Yeah. He just said he was a woman. He was like, I identify as a woman, went to the gym and recorded himself beating the women's deadlift record. And so that's how, but he's also a rapper and a podcaster. I mess with Zuby. We friends on Twitter, and I buy his merch a lot. Anyway.
I don't have nothing. That's to say, I was done with the video prior to the info, but I'm like, you more than welcome to go next. You want to play some more?
Let's give it a minute.
All right.
Can't fly. Why? You can't change your sex. It's not possible.
Okay, so you define your gender with the chromosome, purely the chromosomes. Yeah?
It goes beyond chromosomes. We've said, there is chromosomes. There's our reproductive wiring. There's our hormone profiles. There's our physiques, everything from our skeleton to our body mass, and so on. There are many differences between males and females. By the way, not just in the human species, across the entire animal kingdom. It's a binary thing, right? Every single person who exists in this world was birthed by a woman, with no exceptions.
But that's the same conversation they had with homosexuals, because let me finish.
I didn't say
because
anything.
the recurring conversation is because a man and a woman can reproduce. So how can you like someone of the same sex, because you can't reproduce? And that's the same conversation they had. This was the defense that people would always say to them.
I haven't thought about that.
So it's like, what's the main
even if she has a
difference?
point, right? She's saying the conversation was, what is the point of homosexuality when it doesn't have a natural purpose? So she's relating that to, I guess, transgenderism and saying, well, it doesn't have a natural purpose. I don't know why she's presenting it as if that's a negative thing, because it's true. If we're just gonna this is not me saying what people should or shouldn't do. This is just me saying, if we're talking about just nature in general, homosexuality, transgenderism doesn't have a natural purpose. Unless we want to dig into medicine, but we're not using medicine. We're talking about what things do with nature. It doesn't have a reproductive purpose. Homosexuality is more of like an emotional attraction type thing. It's more of how you feel or what you relate to or what you're attracted to than it does what your function is.
That's true, but then the rebuttal I think on them is going to be that the feeling and the emotion that they feel is the purpose.
Yeah, fine. That's why. If that's the rebuttal, I'm fine with it. And we live in such a society where we don't have too much shit to worry about, and you can do that, right?
Yeah.
But I think things should function as society lets it. So a lot of things that people do, I don't have any issues with, because we're protected in society and they're allowed to do that.
Yeah.
But say we were reverted back to Africa in a tribe, and say we got 150 people in our tribe, then I might be less inclined to let alphabet community culture into the group, because we got to expand the tribe. We have to replace our warriors. We got to replace our farmers. We got to replace our men and our women for generations to come. And we might have to war. It depends on what the situation is, on whether or not you have to implement something or not. I think in America, we ain't seen no real struggle. We're super comfortable over here. We arguing about stuff that doesn't really matter in nature, just because we have an abundance of resources.
Yeah.
So I agree with her, and then, but I agree with both of them. I think in nature, none of those things has any natural function. But if what's the word I want to use? In privilege, then those things are things that you can explore.
Yeah, well, I might in certain songs, and the home and the free. That's what America wanted to emphasize on and exercise on, and we're living in the world and in society today that we're seeing that be displayed.
It's an amazing place when you think about it. Like when you think of all of history and how it's happened. That's a deeper conversation.
We're both 80s babies, and we see from things from the 90s versus now.
Yeah, even that.
Yeah.
But think like 2,000 years. Like we think 30 years ago, and it was a crazier place.
Like a rated R movie in the 90s was rated R.
You ever seen that Mel Gibson movie, Apocalypto?
I probably haven't.
I'm talking about like society, like barbaric societies. Just everything wasn't as civilized as it was now. Nobody had time to sit around and think about who they were attracted to, right?
Yeah, you just had to survive.
What gender they wanted to be, or like, that wasn't life.
Yeah.
Get out there. We got to go find these buffaloes. Are you starving?
No,
you got to go collect the water. Are you thirsting? You have to create a family, or when you 30, 40, then nobody's gonna give a fuck. No children are gonna be there to.
Yeah, it was more surge of actually,
it was. We got to do what was necessary.
We gotta go out here and do what we got to do.
You had to do what was necessary.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So. But that's what.
Should we move on?
That's what America's exercising on.
Should we move on?
Yeah, let's move on. Let's see what's CNN.
Do you want to talk about this?
Which one?
The CNN host thing.
What was that about again?
About reparations.
Really quick.
All right.
Because you said something interesting, and I think I had a rebuttal on that, which made it make sense.
All right. So CNN host Don Lemon, I think, who is my all-time favorite news anchor for various reasons. That's not me saying he's the best. Mm-hmm. Just saying he's my favorite. I think he's the most entertaining to me. So he got into he backed himself. I think he backed himself into a corner where he got into a position that he couldn't respond, or that he didn't expect a response. But he asked the lady about reparations, and I guess she knew a little more than he thought she would know. And he was like, "All right, we're done."
I have a double rebuttal on this when I'm thinking about it. Yeah.
All right.
Is catching major flack.
So what we're watching is the Hill covering that story.
For this exchange about colonial reparations. Let's watch.
Those who are asking for reparations for colonialism, and they're wondering, $100 billion, $24 billion here and there, $500 million there. Some people want to be paid back, and members of the public are wondering, why are we suffering when you are, you have all of this vast wealth? Those are legitimate concerns.
Well, I think you're right about reparations in terms of if people want it, though, what they need to do is you always need to go back to the beginning of a supply chain. Where was the beginning of the supply chain? That was in Africa, and across the entire world, when the slavery was taking place, which was the first nation in the world that abolished slavery? The first nation in the world to abolish it. It was started by William Wilberforce, was the British. In Great Britain, they abolished slavery. 2,000 naval men died on high seas trying to stop slavery. Why? Because the African kings were rounding up their own people. They had them on cages waiting in the beaches. No one was running into Africa to get them. And I think you're totally right. If reparations need to be paid, we need to go right back to the beginning of that supply chain and say who was rounding up their own people and having them handcuffed in cages. Absolutely. That's where they should start. And maybe, I don't know, the descendants of those families where they died in the high seas trying to stop the slavery, that those families should receive something too, I think, at the same time.
It's an interesting discussion.
Skip,
Thank you
next
very much.
topic.
Okay.
Anyway, this is what I want to say. Initial thoughts.
Okay.
I would not mind at all getting a check from a Nigerian king. That's all. I'm gonna start. That's my initial thought.
And she's absolutely correct. If you're gonna start with, we had something that happened, and it got to start from the heart of where it begun, and I agree. But see, like you said before, like how this thing is not taught in history. Like this is something we talked about. This kind of spins off what we talked about last week. You know, things like that.
I wonder why. I was asking because like the general rhetoric is Africans were kidnapped and brought to America. Then like you get older, you start learning, and it's like no. For the most part, they were bought and sold. Like I'm not saying nobody was kidnapped. I'm sure some kidnappings went down, but the large majority of this is they went to the black person store and bought.
Even like when you look at that
them.
movie Blood Diamond, you know, when you look at kind of like the concept of that, like that what's going on behind the scenes in the movie. That they talked about.
I don't remember that movie, so I can't.
Well, you know, there was
I've seen it, but I don't.
There was
remember.
like a war that was happening in that.
Oh yeah, that's the genocide and
Yeah, and all that. Yeah. So, what this young lady is saying is correct. I think eventually that it will trickle down. You know when it follows the history, bloodline, this, that, blah blah blah. You know that it'll do that. So she's correct. I don't think anything she said was incorrect at all. Like eventually. It will come to people in America that were still, yes, we wasn't like me and you wasn't enslaved literally, physically, but mentally, psychologically, there's some blocks.
I never felt enslaved, but that's a different block. I always felt spoiled and free, but that's like how I was raised.
but you know, like, let's go a step further.
I was always spoiled and free. I never knew that cops were dangerous until I was older. I would get pulled over
because we had a cop named Officer Bill. He's cut of the class. Remember him?
I would get pulled over and cops would say stuff and I would say smart shit back like, "Can I go there?" Like just
let's go a step further. Does this ultimately solve
reparations?
Yes. Does it solve anything?
Nah.
And I think that's why we'll never get it.
Nah. I mean,
I hate to say that as
it's not going to solve anything. It's not going to solve any kind of wealth disparity because I mean maybe for a certain percentage. I think there's a certain percentage of the black community that if you just dump money on them, they would use it effectively and grow their businesses or grow like it actually. But I think the people like that are already headed in that direction. They're just on a natural path of it. Because like as we know, like people don't really gain their wealth until 40s, 50s. Yeah. After they've built up their skills.
Yeah.
So I think the black people that it would help, I think those black people are already helping themselves. And I think the black people that it wouldn't help, they'll have some nice stuff for a little bit. It's just like when the PPP loans came in, like it will be the same thing.
Is this true? What I've been seeing on the gram that they're actually getting people now?
Oh, for the PPP stuff?
Yeah, like actually,
I thought they've been getting people.
Oh wow!
Yeah, like it will be the same thing. The people who came up tens of thousands on the PPP loans, and then you look at their bank account today, and it ain't nothing in there. Like they would do the same exact thing with reparations. So the people that it would help are already helping themselves.
That makes perfect sense.
The people that it wouldn't help, which is going to be the large majority,
and it's not going. They're going to be in the same.
They're going to be in the same
where they got
in 2 years after they get it.
Too bad Chris ain't a part of that. I'm part.
No, Chris already helping himself.
I'm part of the 15%.
Chris building his skills.
I'm trying to get to. No, I'll be realistic. I'm at the 20%. I'm
trying to get to the 10%. Me too.
We'll be at the 10%. You know.
And y'all heard us. We trying to get to the 10%. So this is the last time I'm gonna tell you. If you want to help us get to the 10%, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so YouTube can bother you every time we go on. This is America's Mind. If you subscribe, you are part of the Hive Mind. That is our collective, our group of our tribe that we call them, and we thank y'all for being here.
Yes, definitely appreciate you guys. And YouTube likes us to do that. Believe it or not.
Yeah, they do.
I read on that, or I did a little research myself, and YouTube likes us to do that. So, come on and hit the likes.
Yeah,
subscribe.
We need our reparations, YouTube.
Yeah. Wait, no. Yeah, we can go on to the next subject. She's absolutely correct.
Yeah.
I don't think he was expecting that.
I don't either.
But what did he think? That it's going to start in New York or start in Chicago or start in Cali? Like, what did he think? Like, come on.
I think in general, there's like, I guess in culture, they're called social justice warriors. Mm-hmm. So I think in general, people, those kind of people, the wokeness starts with the morality of the situation, which should happen. Mm-hmm. So this is the thought, like the plane of thought: slavery bad, wage disparity exists. Then they just put those two things together, and they say reason to try and fix wage disparity. So whatever it is that they don't really have any. You know what I noticed? There's way that women think, and there's way that men think. Mm-hmm. Men think logically how to fix things. How do things work? How could they work better? Mm-hmm. And we have to, because it's part of our biological process. I was just talking about our natural function in nature, and I'm sure this is passed down in some way through genetics or just knowledge. We were the people. We were the hunters. We had to figure out how to build the aqueducts, how to get rid of waste, how to shelter, how to build houses. We had to figure out logical explanations for things. Women are more nurturers. They had to figure out how to take care of people. And so I think in society today, the way that women think in nurturing and taking care of people, but they don't necessarily have the answer. They don't have the logical path to it. They just have the nurturing feeling. Mm-hmm. I think that nurturing feeling or that emotion is being adopted by men. So now you have a lot of men who don't necessarily have the logical answer. Clean energy is one, right? Like you've seen, there was an energy guy in Congress recently, and I'll wrap this up. Energy guy in Congress recently, he was like, basically, our society runs on petrol fuel. He was telling this other Congress lady, and the Congress lady was like, the moral thing to do, it's hurting black people. And he's like, we wouldn't have energy, we wouldn't have air conditioning, we wouldn't have heat, we couldn't produce food. We couldn't, like, you wouldn't have anything. So what do you want to do? She's just like, we need to get rid of this thing. Okay, what do you want to do? We just need to get rid of this thing. What do you want to do? We just need to get rid of this thing. And then AOC came in and was like, he's treated this woman so badly, he's probably a woman beater. And I'm like, all right, see, that perfectly explains society. Like, so now there's men who are like, we need to get rid of fossil fuels, and then the men who actually are figuring out the stuff are like, we don't have anything to replace it with. We literally can't. Like, we would all die. We would cease to exist as a society. But they're like, but it's morally good. Okay. So I mean, that's my conclusion. Did I rant? Did I go on a rant?
It's all good.
I always get lost in rants.
It's all good. But I understand. I got you. What
were we talking about? What were we talking about? Oh yeah, reparations.
Reparations.
Well, so in conclusion to my essay, I mean, like, it sounds morally good. I don't know how it would work in logic. I don't know how it would function. Slavery was bad.
It was a horrible thing.
I'm kind of done with it.
It was a horrible thing in history. One of the most horrific things in history, and it went on for many years, hundreds of years to be exact.
Thousands.
Still goes on today in different type of lighting, and
no, for the vast majority of humans on Earth, slavery existed. For tens of thousands of years, it was the normal thing. And just like how we have time to focus on who we're attracted to or what gender we want to be, one of the things that modern free market society focused on is the freedom of people. And because we started focusing on that was like one of the first identity causes then slavery was eventually abolished. So
Wow.
only for the last what 100 and some odd years, humanity has been free of slavery. We're literally the only people on Earth in history that, for the large part, think of slavery as something to be admonished. That's a bad thing. Before that, it was just regular.
Wow.
It's like how people go back in time and say, oh, this person did this in the 60s, that's bad. But like we know, like the 60s was a different world. There was some different shit happening back then. I don't want to go back to the 60s and revisit what this person was doing in the 60s. That shit they don't count in today's points. So it's, to me anyway, it's kind of the same thing. I think American slavery is branded like mostly black people or Africans, but the word slave comes from Slav. That so many Slav people were enslaved that they just named the people slave.
Oh, wow.
And they white as hell. So I mean, like, slavery has happened to everybody. It was normal for a time. Now we've grown as a people to think of things like freedom and how to implement freedom, and now we live in societies that are like, well, everybody should at least be free.
I agree.
And so it's different. Let's move on from that. That's too heavy. Do we have something fun next?
Something fun? Let's see.
Do we? Oh,
TGIF,
yeah.
everybody. Thank
What's this, right?
This ain't fun. Hold on.
with us today.
Hello. Are we back?
He's back. Some technical difficulties.
Yeah, we're back.
Apologize.
I don't know, like our studio just shut down for whatever reason. It was
Sorry
like,
for that, guys.
It's a conspiracy. YouTube is listening to our conversations. They like,
y'all,
push the button on them. Push the button. Pull the plug.
Ain't nobody yanking the plug. It's a button. A click of a mouse.
All right, so as we were saying,
y'all, let's move and be keeping y'all updated on this. So I think we're going to be talking about this again. Okay, although the child sex abuse lawsuit against Tiffany.
So your girl
Haddish
Tiffany Haddish, who was recently in a bit of a scandal for whatever reason, I'm sure you'll have something to say about that. She said she broke now. So let's see. We'll watch that video. This is a short one, and then we'll see what you think.
Impact on Tiffany's career. Take a look at this clip provided to us by TMZ.
Oh, I lost everything. All my gigs gone. Really? Everything gone. I don't have no doubt, bro.
That's not good. That's not. We love you.
All right, we don't want to hear what we think. We'll say what we think. We don't want to hear what they think. We'll say who we think. So, what do you think, Chris? What do you think, Christopher?
Okay. I got to do a lot of thinking about this, and I like to look at things in so many different angles. Okay, so
you at the forefront.
They use the word child abuse case. Okay, so people need to understand what child abuse mean, and I'm not going to give people a tutorial about that, but people know what child abuse means. Okay, now me and Mr. Williams here did look at the video. We actually saw the video, so we did say that it was disturbing.
Yeah. Definitely disturbing.
But to say child abuse, it was no child abuse.
No.
It's not a child abuse case. It's not a child abuse nothing when the parent signed consent allowing the filming of their child in this particular fashion, and was probably compensated, I'm sure, and all of that. So,
and like I was saying, like I worked in video production at a time, so I know, like, I don't know for a fact, but the way that it would be shot, considering what was going on in these images, is that a lot of the time, those like one shot, or like say they're getting a shot of Aries Spears, the kid wouldn't even be there.
Yeah.
He's somewhere off playing with Legos.
Yeah.
And then when they're shooting the kid, he wouldn't even be there. So people are looking at the complete edited version of it like as if that
he was there literally.
He was literally there,
doing this,
actually
the kids
doing
literally
those
doing these
things
acts.
with that. They're watching it like a documentary in a way.
Yeah, and to go a step further than that was that the material was explained to the parent at the end of the day, and I'm sure there were consent forms. You got to do a consent for everything.
Maybe not. This could have been shot guerrilla.
I'm sure it was something, some type of legal something.
Maybe.
Like my son went to Kelso for 1 year in Inglewood, and I had to sign the consent form allowing that there might be pictures and things released in the public because the Rams are across the street from that school. And if I didn't sign that, my kid couldn't be there. He couldn't even attend the school. That's how serious they were about it.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that them dibbling into show business, I'm sure that there was a consent form that was signed. If it wasn't, you as the parent allowed the child to go there, and you got to check. I don't care if it was for $5,000 or $500. You got to check. You spent the money. You cashed the check. You walked out of there with a smile.
I think the update is they dropped the case.
They dropped the case because she paid out.
You think so?
Yeah, she paid out. Well, there was something I read from the parents saying that, this has been traumatizing for me and my family. We're just glad to come to terms and we're able to move forward.
Ooh, she dropped it without prejudice, which means you can't bring it up again.
You can't bring it up again, but she paid them.
You think they paid them out?
Yeah, she had to.
I think so too, but anyway.
And unfortunately, it cost her some businesses. I'm like, we did look up Tiffany's net worth is between 6 and 10 million, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, and
take that for what it is. It's the internet.
So
she wasn't broke though.
Yeah, I'm like, she has more than the average.
Than the average person.
You know what I mean? She's a millionaire.
Then 1% of
she's
the world.
And she hasn't been in the business long.
Right.
So the more hurtful thing, in my personal opinion, is that the people that people working under you, that's relying on you to keep this going so they can take care of their family. So it's more damaging on Tiffany's part because we don't know how many people she was staffing.
Mm-hmm.
She could have been staffing 50. She could have been staffing 100. But even if she's staffing 1, it's enough. If it's a family, it's enough. I make it's enough to where she feels like she don't have nothing.
Cancel culture can't help themselves though.
And that's
when the target pops up, they like we got one.
And unfortunately, this happened to her because she has the most money out of everybody right now.
Great content, brothers. Wonderful job exposing these wicked modern women. And now I'm not saying that's what we doing, right? I'm not saying that's like our intentions or nothing. It's not like we trying on purpose. It's not like we trying on purpose to say, like, do something like give women the jacket or nothing and say it's all their fault. Like, I'm not saying that's what we doing.
That has appeared in the screen.
Oh shoot! Get that off. Get that off. I'm not saying, but if you feel as a Hive Mind member that we're exposing these wicked modern women, then hey, if it helps you, it helps us. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your support, right? Thank you for the nice words. And we'll keep just doing what we regularly do. And if it happens to expose wicked modern women, then I can't do anything about that. That's just what happens.
I think with that, I think I'm done.
All right, what we got next? We're back now.
Okay, it's playing.
It's
sounding in my ear. Oh, you hear it too.
Yeah, I hear it too.
But yeah, I'm just.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
What?
She's the big headliner, so that's why she got attacked the most.
Yeah. Because Aries Spears did. He was the actual creep in the video.
Yeah,
she was just dropping the kids off. That was her role.
Well, yeah. But see, here's the part that pisses me off is that the message was totally correct.
The message is needed.
Yes.
We all admit that it's uncomfortable to watch.
Yes.
But I think more people need to watch this.
And there's people like this in your family.
Maybe, all right, don't say it like that.
I don't
direct.
mean to say it
Just
like that, but
it's
there's people like that that can be in your family.
There you go. That's a better one.
Like, you know what I mean?
There you go.
Like that's the realization.
Chris like, no, it's your uncle right now.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, like when have we as and I know I'm going to change the complexity of the conversation, but when as us Americans stop ignoring certain things? Like, I always felt like the kids always get the bottom of the barrel. When you look at certain things, like when the funding of the school system always getting tampered with, always they like, you know what I mean? Like, and it's like, I get it that the message was a little bit uncomfortable, but it was true.
True.
And you got to be careful on what you doing with your kids.
Who you dropping your kids off with?
Even when you are allowing your kids to be filmed and you got paid. Even that.
Even then.
And then you want to double renege and get paid more because it went viral. Oh, now you feel some kind of way again?
This all started because Aries Spears called Lizzo fat. Like, let's not kid ourselves.
I'm like,
this literally happened a week after he called her the shit emoji. They dropped the video on him.
I'm
like, y'all see this? Like,
I'm like, my thing is that, you know, if that's how he felt, oh well.
I said, no, I can't even advertise.
Why? What happened?
Because it would just be too uncomfortable now. Like, now I have to advertise and the stream froze. We're back. Stream froze. No, I'm going to do it anyway, yo. Oh, my God. No, we didn't close. See, my computer just scared me. It just took our OBS away, and I was like, it closed again.
Yeah, every time you moved up in your arm, I kept looking like thinking that maybe you graced on something.
If you're always here with us or you're just joining, this is the last time I'm going to tell you, right? Last time I'm going to tell you, absolute last time. Do us a favor. Hit that like button. Hit the share button. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so YouTube can bother you every time we go online. And thank you for being part of the Hive Mind. If you subscribe, welcome to our tribe. Listen, one more thing to cover. Just a little bit more pandering, a little bit more advertising. We're doing a subscribe-a-thon for the month. This is the last week. We tried to raise $100. It's not going to happen. But look, if you're here, if you're watching this video at any day, anytime, go ahead and donate. You know, click the link in the description under tips and send us $1. What is that? 99 cents? A penny more than 99 cents.
99 cents.
Just help us out. Please, sir, give us more. All right, so please, sir. We don't get paid until Friday. We just need to make. Who was that? Was that Popeye? That was the dude on Popeye, right?
Let's move
about the hamburgers.
So I think we're going to be talking about this.
I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today.
Today. I'm like, he asked every episode. The credit must have been good. He didn't want a hamburger. He wanted colossals and burgers like a
man.
Thanks for getting up
He
with
always
us.
had a grip of hamburgers too.
Yeah, bro. I'm about to eat. Like, give me some money so I can big eat. Now I don't want a burger.
And he was in a tuxedo. Like, why you don't have no money? Why were all like homeless people in old black
Monopoly guy?
Why were all homeless people in old black and white movies in tuxedos? They were just like in busted down tuxedos.
I almost said some crazy things. I'm not gonna say.
You almost got us canceled, man. YouTube already trying to pull the plug on our show. Every time we say something, the show ends and we got to restart it. We talk about slavery, they was like, boop. You talk about Aries Spears got set up for calling Lizzo fat. They were like, boop. They keep cutting us off. We're following the culture, right? That's all we doing now. We're not gonna say anything controversial.
We not. I promise you, YouTube. I've been good. You know what? My mom doesn't allow me to curse, and I haven't. I haven't yet. Wow.
No more controversial stuff. YouTube.
All right, cool. What's next?
We apologize. Dang, like we just trying to make it. We just trying to make it and be like good people and inclusive and be about equity.
All right, what else we got on the menu? You got some more dessert?
Yeah. And I'm glad this happened to your team too.
You said to my team?
Your team.
What's this?
The Boston Celtics coach has been suspended for the 2022-2023 season.
How is this my team?
You know you love the Celtics. I don't know why you be fronting. And you trying to denounce your Laker fandom. You trying to make it official.
No, that's not true. I had a Kobe Bryant Dodgers jersey.
That's
on.
true. I'm just saying.
Oh,
it's kind of your team. Everybody who knows you would agree that the Celtics are your team a little bit. The Celtics and the Kings are your teams. And you're a Lakers fan, which makes that blasphemous how you could do all of these at the same time. But we let you do it because you the homie. Whatever. But anyway, the Boston Celtics coach got suspended for the 2022-2023 season for apparently sleeping with the vice president of operations' wife and cheating on his wife, Nia Long.
So this is the full story.
Oh, you didn't know that?
No.
Oh, snap.
I just thought this was like a regular chick that'd be like in the front, like on 2K when we go
no.
player.
He slept with one of the high ups' wife. He took her down.
All right, let's. I'm curious on what Skip have to say. I'm listening.
I am too. I'm trying to find. There we go. Some crashes, and now here we are, and I'm experiencing crashes. Are we back?
I think so. We'll do this really quick, people. Thank you guys for.
Okay, so we're talking about Skip and Shannon.
Yeah,
there we go.
My particular team, Celtics.
Yeah, they called all that the Celtics are your team. There's no need to reiterate that part. I think that went live. We already talked about this.
All right, y'all. Let's move and be keeping y'all updated on this. So I think we're going to be talking about this again.
Talked about that. Here we go.
Are you okay with
Then host on Lemon is Cashapp. TGIF, everybody. Thanks for getting up with us today. Welcome to Undisputed. I'm Jen Hale. That is Skip Bayless, and that is Shannon Sharpe. TGIF, everybody.
No. They don't want me to skip ahead.
TGIF, everybody. Thanks for getting up with us today. Welcome into Undisputed. I'm Jen Hale.
Do you think Shannon and Skip are really friends?
I believe that their personality to get along outside of this.
Well, I've had it before you started wearing.
Skip is funny to me.
Because mine is quality over quantity.
Dang.
Mine is real and yours is cubic zirconia. Yeah. Well, I need to go get my money back. Even after all these years.
Yeah, I think they're really friends.
Coming up, start with that barn burner down in Tuscaloosa tomorrow.
I can't get into college stuff. You watch college football?
I don't.
You dabble?
I dabble. I know like the top guys, top teams, and some of the rivalry.
Yeah.
Some teams I'd be like, I don't think they were supposed to lose to them. Like I know that much.
All right, let's talk about your team.
Let's start up in Boston, where the Celtics have suspended coach Udoka for all of this upcoming season, the entire 22-23 period for violations of team policies. There's no current decision about his future with the Celtics beyond this season. The Athletic reports that the Celtics first became aware of Udoka's consensual relationship with a female member of the organization in July, a few months ago. But the woman recently accused Udoka of making unwanted comments toward her, which led to the team investigation. Shannon, very serious topic here. What's your reaction to the latest?
A little bit.
Wait.
What is right here?
Hold up.
Where is it right here?
Hold up.
We might have to move this jacket over a little bit.
Hold up. So I'm gonna ask a question.
Okay.
So, was there sexual intercourse between him and this woman or not?
It appears that nobody else was there. I don't think, but it appears that was the
so
the
it was
situation.
consensual sex. So the young lady gave it up.
Yeah.
Now, when the heat is on, now you want to say and renege on what happened and say, oh, but there was unwanted communication. We'll use that word between me and the guy. So you're saying, so now we got to create a timeline here. So in the very beginning, it was you and him, and then it was unwanted communication. And then at the end of the timeline, he's getting up after performing an act sexually with you. So somewhere in the middle, I'm trying to understand what in the heck is this young lady talking about?
I mean, there's going to be some nuance and context. They were both married.
I get that.
So he's married to the actress Nia Long. Nia Long.
I don't know how you step out away from that.
Oh my gosh!
This jacket. Wait, hold on.
All
slide that over.
Legends get cheated on. Holly Berry get.
So Holly Berry
get cheated. Nia Long get cheated. The only one standing is Angela Bassett.
Knock on some wood, right?
I hope, man. You better not be cheating on Angela. Anyway, anyway, he's cheating on Nia Long with the vice president of operations in his Celtics organization. That's a whole kind of messy situation.
It's messy and silly and stupid at the same time. So maybe
this is something that went on for like, a month, few weeks, and then she was like, yeah, we being too messy. We got to step away. But he kept trying to keep it going.
So that could have happened. So you think that it happened, and then I'm making hypotheticals that could create this. That makes more sense to me. Yeah. But it's like, you know who's the real buster in this? You know who the real buster is?
Who's the real buster? I'm trying to.
The real buster in this situation is the vice president, the husband, because you got in your
he's
feelings.
The one that's losing the most.
No. He's losing the most, but then you pull the plug on this guy's job. Buster move. Classic buster move. Because your wife is going out here doing silly stuff. Like Juicy J said in the song, your chick chose me, your girl chose me. Hey, I don't like to say these things, but I have
this show would quote Juicy J.
I have to enforce these things, and you are a real buster to go and get this guy suspended for a whole year. So you're gonna play with a man's pocketbooks. Like, look, if you in your feelings, bro, meet me outside in the back, catch me outside. How about that? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. All I'm saying, two wrongs don't make a right.
I think he should get suspended.
Bump that.
I'm gonna say this. I don't think he should get suspended. I think he should have got fired.
That's worse.
No, being suspended is worse because that's like, what are we doing then? Like, he should have got fired.
But it's only happening because it's the vice president of basketball.
Yeah, but
he's like, oh, I'm your boss.
That's a lie.
No.
That's a lie, yo.
No.
That's a lie.
I'm going to be the better man. I'm going to take you outside and beat you up. And then you're going to work under me.
I'm going to fire you.
You're going to work under me. I'm about to give you a silly schedule. I'm about to dock your pay. I'm about to be by the book. I'm about to write a new policy enforcement. Like, you're going to go through, you know what, dealing with me.
I wouldn't even said nothing.
And I'm walking by you like this. Well, and I kicked your butt too, homeboy. Yeah, straight up. That's what I would have did. suspend him. I'm not about to publicly humiliate you by suspension. You gonna be on the sideline with a busted eye. You gotta lie, tell people you fell down some stairs.
It's gonna be healed by the time the season start. Like you would have to
Then
do
I'ma
it the
do
day
it
before the
again.
game, the first
I'm gonna
game.
do it again. Punch him in the eye again.
Then you go get fired.
No, you know, I'm make
For
sure ain't no
being the head
cameras
coach.
around. I
See,
know,
that's
you know,
messed up.
I ain't that silly. I get creative.
Oh snap! Let's see what Skip and Shannon say.
Developments in this.
Skip, when we talked about this yesterday, what did I say?
You said it.
I say it always starts out as consensual. And then when it gets found out, somebody's going to say these were unwarranted.
Shannon Sharpe is so extra.
And businesses are afraid of. This is why they try to keep this out of the workplace.
Or the relationship just goes sideways.
And it goes, it goes sideways, and then what? Now, I'm going to get you back. Skip, this seems like a very hard, and I've always felt this seems very hard. I just hope this is a one-off. This is a one-time. This is a one situation. I hope it's not a situation where other women within the organization were to come forward and say this is
Isn't that
something
what
happened.
always
Because
happens,
this
though?
seems like
One
an
come
awful
out
hard
and then the main
stance.
come out. I think this was one
now-
thing, a one-time thing. No, we'll see.
I want to see what the girl looks like.
You could probably find her on the Google machine.
Started everybody was reporting consensual. And in the last 12 to 16 hours, it seemed to be these were unwarranted advances. I believe that they're gearing up to relieve him of his duties eventually. I think that's kind of where we're
suspension
headed.
pending. You got to pay this man still. Like, you know what I mean?
Yo, where is Doc Rivers at? That's who laughing right now. Doc Rivers just opened an old bottle of cognac, like a 40-year-old bottle, and he was like, "Thank you." This is what he was like. This is what y'all get.
For me, just sitting back looking at it, Skip, it looks like they were hoping he would resign. You know, a lot of time when situations like this arise, somebody's like, you know what, I've decided that, blah, 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 and I'm just going to, I'm going to resign. They were kind of hoping that Udoka do that. He's like, and it seems to me like, nah, I'm not going anywhere. Nope, that's not going to happen. But I was always afraid this was what would happen, is that what seemingly starts out as consensual, or what is said is consensual, somebody gets mad, somebody feels that they got wrong, somebody all of a sudden he's no longer interested, he's interested in someone else. I didn't get the position that I thought I deserved or I thought I was promised, and then here it goes. Now the Boston Celtics or some other corporation, we're talking about the Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
other
just side note,
corporations,
William, I
and
see
this
what you
is why they
saying in
try
the
to keep this
chat,
out of the
and I
workplace.
agree with you. We just off that topic, so I'm not gonna pull it up right now. But I agree with you, William Han. I'll give you a little, your long ass messages. I'll give you a little.
What you talking about the last thing we're talking about?
He's still in the last topic. But anyway,
Okay.
All right, so what you thinking about what Shannon is saying now?
I agree. But okay. If what you told me, if this is the vice president's wife of basketball, my thing still stands on how I feel about it. Because you're just flexing your power, and that's cool. So now, okay, you got a 1-up on me, cool. Don't even trip, because I'm gonna get 2 1-ups on you, some kind of way or the other. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, typically, this is really just forced to humiliate this individual. So we'll just have you suspended instead of fired. You know what I mean?
Fire you later when nobody's paying attention.
And, because they could have probably fired him off of losing to the Golden State Warriors. Who knows? But it's like, oh, we'll just do that. Oh, you're suspended a whole year.
I forgot they went to the finals last year. Not even last year. A few months ago.
Yeah. So
you know what? That changes that changes everything I thought. He just took the team to the finals. Yeah, you don't fire him.
Yeah.
You don't fire him. You gotta take that hit.
I'm just gonna make you sweat every time you come to the office.
In my head, I was thinking regular NBA team, mid-ground. I literally forgot they were just in the finals. In June.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't fire.
So you're on a big. He was on a big stage already.
You got to take the hit. you got to take the hit as VP of operations and try and bury this shit. And you know what? If it was me and he was the head coach, we just went to the finals, and I'm the vice president of operations. I found out he's sleeping with my wife. I probably would do something in the way of your move, and I would be like, bury this story. If anybody in the organization talk about this shit and this shit get to the media,
again.
y'all fired.
I'm beating you up.
I don't never want to see this hit Undisputed.
If I was incapable of beating this dude up, I'd be training to beat him up. Like, I would let him know. I would have spar partners and everything. Like, every time you come to office, oh man, this dude really training to really put a foot up my, you know what? Yeah, I am. Off top. I got the money to pay for it.
Chris just want the smoke.
I'm beating you up.
Chris just want the
I'm
fight.
dead serious. I'm beating you up. You sleep with my wife, cool. You got a one up, but
Look,
don't even trip. I'm beating you up.
I gotta be fair though. I gotta be fair, because if this was going the other way, I would definitely be moving the jacket off to the side. So I'm not gonna give y'all the whole middle back, right? But I'll let you. That hurts. That hurts. That literally hurt my soul to do that. But we were so close. Y'all. Like, dang. Out here cheating on Nia Long, making us look bad.
Like you keep saying it more.
Stop.
It's gonna push it back some more.
Like, dang.
Wait, he's not like. Never mind, I can't say that. I was trying to. I can scoot the jacket back a little bit more, but then I'll be Never mind.
Can't even keep the jacket over there. Look how close it is to the middle now.
Yeah, that's a huge stomach punch.
We gonna have to do another woman interview segment, like women on the street, so they can start saying stupid shit again, and we can move that jacket back. Last week we were struggling. I put that video on. I thought I had
that spun around a different way. I was like, wait, what?
Whew.
We got comments. What's these comments? What?
Oh no, he went on. He ran it too long.
Oh.
And that's not a bad thing. He was spitting some.
He was talking about the last content we were talking about.
He was basically saying people romanticize human misery. I'm trying to paraphrase or summarize everything. That's why selfishness is so important. So I guess he's suggesting that men hoard resources for yourself, improve your physique for yourself, and make enough money to make your life easier without damaging your own body, because you come first. I agree with all that, except do it with a family.
Okay. All right, for sure. But
anyway.
I appreciate the comment. Appreciate
the comment.
And you know, expressing. Appreciate that. Most definitely.
Me?
So they moved on this pretty fast.
They learned of this in July?
We're just in September.
They learned about it in July, right after the finals. Dang. They was probably like, shh. I would have buried this story.
Obviously, after the finals.
But Skip, I mean, and she is married to someone that's a high-ranking official in the Celtics organization.
What makes a dude do something like that?
So obviously that's not going to play very well.
No. You just took your team to the finals, had a good chance of winning. You didn't get swept. And in your head, you're like, I'm going to sleep with my boss's wife. It's almost insane.
But see, there's certain books that if you read when they talk about men in power, then it makes perfect sense. Then
I don't care how much power I had. That's a stupid move.
But when you think about that in general,
especially depending, like say I don't even know, but let's say if we start putting more context on it, when is his contract up? He's likely to get more money than he got signed for.
This will be like a little bit of a black eye for him, but
nobody finna hire this dude.
But they'll hire him. He won't be a headliner.
everybody owning teams and in charge of operations are gonna have wives. They gonna be like, we're not bringing him in around our wife.
Yes and no, but you
big
know,
handsome dude married to Nia Long who just smashed.
It is a little silly. When you just kind of think about
silly. That's why I had
when
to
you think
move
about the
status.
over. Because you know what, Nia Long, I believe, is like 10 years older than he is.
A word?
Yeah.
Big
relationship started that new little wave of the older women going after younger players. It kind of started a little bit. I'll give you guys a short story, similar, really quick, but it kind of started with Eric Snow, the Philadelphia 76ers point guard, and they were having a TV show, and then this was like a weird comparison that happened where it was like football money versus basketball money. And, you know, I think one of the ladies was interviewing Eric Snow's wife. And
she's 6 years older.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
and so what happened was that she's like, oh, yeah, the NBA money is very different from NFL money.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the NFL has their guarantees, but she was saying, but if Eric signs a contract for $10 million, he gets that $10 million if he dribbles the ball or not, period. Right. So then slowly a little bit after that, then you started to see couples kind of started to emerge where women started going after NBA basketball players. So this one was very similar. But Nia Long and Udrix, I believe that's how you pronounce his last name. And then Dwayne Wade.
It's Ndoku or something.
Okay.
Ime Udoka.
Okay. And then
you gotta have the accent when you say Ime Udoka.
Okay. And then after them was the Dwayne Wade and
Gabrielle Union.
Yeah, Gabrielle Union. Shortly after this. Now Gabrielle obviously is 10 years older than Dwayne.
I wasn't even thinking about that either.
So you started. So that surge started happening.
So this is a trend.
Yeah, it kind of was a trend for a little bit, and you had these high-profile women, very beautiful, kind of going after younger athletes, you know, because these guys are getting paid some good money. You know, no shot to Gabrielle Union, but you know what I'm saying. Dwayne Wade is a 4-time NBA champion.
3, I think.
Three or four.
Yeah, this is them right here. Look at that. That's a nice looking couple right there. You messing it up, bro. You messing it up, bro.
So like that's kind of like what
Should've
happened.
Took those 6 years and ate them. You could you messing it up. For
How
us
old is
out here in
she?
these
She
streets.
never mind.
51.
I'll take it.
I would run that right now. And I'm younger than him.
If I was not involved. Let me add that.
Exactly. Duh.
We don't want to
that goes without saying, Chris.
We don't want to, get a lightning ride.
Hypothetically, sheesh.
But yeah. So that trend happened about a while ago, and that kind of might have made the other little thing that we talked about the other young lady that was getting the money from the other guy too. You know, I'll get you a basketball player. You know,
Brittany Renner.
Yeah. So so you know, could it be a spinoff on that? You know, per se, things like that. I think even one of the Kardashians was dealing with James Harden once upon a time. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know. And then one of them actually married Lamar Odom, you know. So it was like you kind of saw like a wave.
The same one did both of those things.
Oops. Oops. I didn't mean. No, wait! I got some jacket leverage. Go on, slide that back.
No,
hold up. No. I told you 2 different scenarios, 2 different men. 2 different type of NBA players, and that particular
that's funny
was by the same woman. That deserves a jacket move.
That's funny. You know what? Thinking about it, I am gonna bring it back a little bit.
Slide that back.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring it back a little bit.
Oh my
That's not
gosh.
good. That's not good.
Oh
not good.
boy. I just
man. So I think we gonna wrap this show up. We had some technical difficulties, so we. No, I don't want to keep happening. But this is the last time I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you this one more time. Last time. If you're here, are you watching this for the first time, or you've been here all the time? Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button, become part of the Hive Mind. Hit the notification bell so YouTube can bother you when we go online. This is America's Mind, America's favorite show. I'm Jamaal Williams.
I am Christopher Barris.
And we are America's Mind.
Thank y'all for, hanging out with us and that Extendo Sunday. That's what we gonna call this.
Extendo
Sunday.
Extendo, that's nice.
It's really Sunday, y'all. It ain't Monday.